Immediately respecting all the macro tools available. If the pattern stands against GEEK Fam, they should probably respect the Moskov as well. We know that GEEK Fam really likes that style where they can kind of move around, rotate with the macro tools, the shortcuts, the diversion, also the Spear of Destruction. So that being said though, if they're going to focus and ban away the Moskov, they might have they're then going to be letting go of the Harith, and we know what Chadera can do on that Harith.
Right. Hey, cheer for your team back at home here in the live chat. Is it Navi or GEEK? Navi currently winning 31. Where the Famunities at? Where's Sheffin at? Jusin banned away. So, I've been hearing a lot of Clints recently being like pretty good. I've heard that some teams in the Philippines during their qualifiers for SIBO have actually banned out Clint in the first phase. So are we expecting Navi to take that out? So far, no updated heroes in the first phase of bans. It's been it's the old heroes that have been meta throughout the last two patches.
And it seems like Clint is, of course, a very, very viable option as well if you want to play the early game.
Oh!
But no, the Fanny is still banned.
Okay.
Matteo's been itching for a real fight.
Okay, it's looking to be the Kalea first pick here. We're not going to see anything too crazy just yet. But don't worry, folks. I believe we will see something crazy very, very soon. Navi, response. Do they still take Suyo? Because that's been a natural response for the last time. This Kalea pick is also a good deny away from Cars. He's only played 2 Kalea games and 1 Cho so far in Rome.
Yeah, the Kalea definitely going to slow down any kind of potential Navi wants to try and get, when it comes to the pick-off potential there. But if they want to go for pick-off, there's still options available, but what do they want to show first? That's the big thing here. Do they want to show their tools first, or do they want to show their lanes first? Because if they want to go and show the lanes, that's cool and all, but then GEEK Fam will have a chance to kind of allow themselves to get a better laning phase. Turns out it's going to be focusing on the individual roles first. It's going to be the EXP lane and the jungle. Phobia is still very much a prio pick.
And the Joy now becomes a harder counter to Suyo. In the past, we've seen kind of mixed result. It's like 50-40% win rate for the Joy up against Suyo, really skill dependent. But now taking away the magic damage reduction, now being only physical damage reduction, the Joy has already had the better time in a 1v1 against Suyo. Now, I don't think Suyo stands a chance at all. Maybe if he's 4 levels ahead, then he can, maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, but immediately in a 1v1 on equal terms, I think you're absolutely correct, man. The Joy is gonna be quite difficult, and on top of that, with the phobias as well, it seems like they're trying to counter the jungle using the pigs instead, but GEEK Fam immediately shows out that Fredrin. The all-new Fredrin, by the way. Welcome back, dude. After such a long time, when we were just glad to see him out of the meta, he's back.
He's got a free retry in his first skill, and also buff Novaria.
Yeah.
45% to 70% on the damage of skill 2.
It's an a boy pick as well, right, Novaria?
Yes.
Same goes for Yezkiel, another team for another discussion, but it's very, very nice to see him back with the Novaria.
And as a response, the Faramis.
Interesting.
That is very, very interesting. With the Fredrin right now, you have an abundance, and I mean abundance of crowd control available to you. Your skills are just on such a shorter cooldown as well with the changes. So when you're grouping up together in a nether realm, that seems like quite a disadvantage. And that's before considering that Kalea can kind of join the fight, join the fun, when just jump in there and knock everyone up.
And also, Arashi, it does look like, for GEEK Fam, the Fredrin is just so much value. Number one, because you can lock down the phobias. When he jumps, he's going to get taunted, locked up, yada yada. But the Joy, this Fredrin pick, even an M6, was a counter to the Joy. We remember seeing it as a way to lock Mrs. Joy down. Mathilda will get banned away there. Stopping the combo of Mathilda and Phobius. Mathilda, Phobius, Faramis actually. But the Arlet is definitely an interesting one. They're trying to stop Gobs from getting a comfort pick, and this is pretty good. I think it's a good angle, because for Gobs, one of his heroes has been globally banned right now. It's the revamped hero Glue. So you take away the Arlet now, which is, I think, an interesting move, but I see. The Arlet is actually, yeah. I forgot completely, but Arlet combo with Fredrin. It's always just like CC, the Vengeance. Well, you'll have it reset every single time.
Right, you're going to be dashing all over the place. Navi, great catch there, being aware of the hero combos. But for now though, for GEEK Fam, they're going to have sustainability and crowd control. Are they going to have enough damage to seal the deal though? Because again, the Novaria has a lot more scaling, a lot more damage now. But you only have a single real burst damage tool, and the rest is kind of utility. Same thing for Kalea and the Fredrin. So I think Na'Vi, they want to double down, get some more sustainability. That could be an angle. They've banned the Moskov as well, but GEEK fam respond with a immediate Bruno ban too. It might be an angle for that Clint, Mirko. Maybe the early game is what both teams are looking for.
Again, the discourse of, Chidera's limited hero pool. He's only been able to play the carry, the Clods, the Moskov taken out. Will the Clint being reinstated back to the patch means that Chidera will have, an option to play with early game, especially when you have someone in the caliber of Baloyski wanting to play actively in all the side lanes. It means that GEEK fam can really activate that early game, especially if they have the Fred in the jungle now.
With the Freddy in the jungle and the Clint in the lane, then the Prio is going to be insane. And that's what's going to allow the Kalia to be a lot more active around the map as well. And Na'Vi, again, understanding the requirement for having a catch here, as well as a good front line over the Hylas. It's going to allow them to kind of ignore the Astral Echo that's going to slow everyone down, allow them to kind of barrel through and ignore a lot of these slows coming in from the Novaria.
With the Fredrin jungle, this technically allows carry XPs to come back into the meta, right? So I'm thinking maybe they might just go for a CC to deal with the Hylos and the Phobius, and then a Clint in the gold lane. But what else would be what would be another option for them to go for? Because I don't remember Chidera being a Clint guy, He's more of a, maybe even Beatrix over Clint.
Do you think the Harriet is still a valid response right here, Mirko? Oh, never mind that.
Ranger still.
Florin.
We're back to the Baloyski style of play. Healers for Baloy. The Granger, yes, has been nerfed. But it's actually, with a front-to-back composition, your dash shouldn't really matter that much. You should have enough CC from your team to peel, especially with the healing of Florin. And you actually deal more damage with your ultimate now. The damage scaling has been buffed. 100% to 120, I believe. So they still go for a full front-to-back composition here for GEEK fam. It's Novaria and Granger. But it's an interesting one with the Florin, definitely. Na'Vi, now, for their gold, they try to just burst them down with a Clint, or we just see the Clint ignore Natan, maybe? No, too much magic, yeah?
Probably a bit too much magic.
Clint.
Indeed, man. Sheriff Clint is in town.
Yeah.
So it's strong laning phase, but in the mid to late game, Na'Vi is gonna have issues, man. They gotta leverage all these strong laning picks to really get ahead in the early game. Because otherwise, this is basically a more annoying, a more difficult to deal with combo of the Granger Sicilian, right? Novaria and Granger, both with more damage in the long distance, with the Fredrin and the Novaria for the sustain, for the poking game as well. And Kalia can even heal everyone else, so there's crazy sustain and poke from GEEK fam. So Na'Vi, they have to try and get ahead before the game revolves around the dance, the neutral objective dance.
All right, lineup rating actually favors GEEK fam. Let's see if they can get it done with this composition. A lot of skill shots in hand with the Granger and the Novaria. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to dive deep into the land of dawn. You can see the Garuda wings of MPL ID take us right here into our first match, first game with a new patch.
GEEK fam against Natus, Vincere, or Na'Vi. Born to win, but still winless. Of course, they will try to look for the wins today.
Oh my god, that was brutal, man!
It's gonna be straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, the truth can't hurt. That's the
NBA.
thing. Straightforward.
Yeah.
Straightforward. Well, X Magic and Cars now just going with a 2v2. Baloyski won't be able to do too much when it comes to trading there with the Florin. Looking at the emblems though, Bargain Hunter and the focusing mark for Baloy. So a bit of best of both worlds. No tankiness built in at all. He's going to be relying on the positioning. And in that sense, Maykits and Gobs are going to be the one on duty to try and scout out. But they have a boy on the Novaria as well to assist in that department. For everyone else, Rupture and Weapon Mastery for Shive. So he wants to get some early game damage, but also wants to get full value from the items later on. Shive though!
Oh, he's very, very low. Thankfully, still able to escape.
Wow, I mean, that just goes to show the laning that you have with a Florin. It doesn't matter if you poke like if you trade like a Clint. If you have someone always there to help you peel and to help you get HP, I guess you're fine.
The Go-Go Gadget health dispenser here from Baloyski. But also the Granger, man. And then all-in, the Granger just has so much more to say with the Rhapsody. Look at this though, Maykits.
Possible dive, Maykits still waiting for his time to pounce, but Kars is still there, just backing up and peeling for Sive, absorbing all the bullets.
You can see just how fast the clear is for May Kids.
Yeah.
That change of first skill, 50 to 100%, times 2ing his damage. I don't think you can last hit against this guy. Just look how fast he clears the jungle. Setting up for Turtle Arashi, who has the advantage.
I think for sure it's got to be GEEK Fam, but they have to get there on time. Navi already on it and already trying to rush it down. So trying to sneak it almost from under GEEK Fam's noses. Wow. And they don't know. They're going to get it.
Free real estate for Navi. The Turtle uncontested. You would expect the tank junglers to really get prio on the objective, but this time, it's a big no-no.
Man, for Navi, they're doing a great job using the lane presence yet again. But now GEEK Fam, they're just trading. They're avoiding a lot of these dangerous trades in the early game. Navi has more urgency, but GEEK Fam are the ones who are able to actually rotate faster and almost orchestrate a dive earlier. They didn't really go for it, but that shows that they could if they really wanted to. That's definitely a factor that's in the back of the minds of Navi.
Oh man, you can see the town prediction by our new application, Go Pay. Me and Naveen both went for Navi. Hey, GEEK Fam though, they look like... Wow, that damage!
Energy eruption as well as the Astral Echo reveals their positions. Gobs as well in the mid lane, chiming in, but no momentum to jump further forward.
Oh my goodness, that damage, the healing as well. The Geeks have been geeking. They saw the patch, they went full geek mode, they studied it. And Beloyski, man, understands something that Navi doesn't. This is so far a 400 gold lead without a neutral objective. This is back to the old trading game because the prio that they have in gold is too much. Shive, the Clint's done. You need early game. Your scaling actually got nerfed.
Yep, Beloyski solo cars. Just charge forward. A boy and Maykits comes with the backup. Glorious Pathway pop. Maykits misses the taunt, but Washipal just again rhythmically jumping in the backline. But still, Navi unable to bring home anything into their pockets.
And this is where the fair mispick really comes to haunt Navi, man. What can X-Magic do right here? He doesn't really win in the wave clear department against the Novaria. As you can see right there, that's what Novaria is notorious for. And he doesn't really win in the team fights as well, because GEEK Fam are not looking for that one big moment where that Netherrealm is going to actually pay great dividends for Navi. X-Magic has to maybe just save it to save Shive, perhaps in the late game. Look at this though, Cars.
Beloyski very low. Shiva as well just brawling with Chadera. A boy pops the Astral Echo. Cars stuck in no man's land, and that is one dead horse. Chadera gets the first blood.
Horse got put down by the guns of Chadera. Hunter Strike already. Navi having prio over the neutral objectives, but this lead is going to snowball up so much, so fast. Chadera, he's on a roll already. He's got so much gold, and that's going to be a turret traded.
Chadera right now is 1,000 gold ahead compared to Shive on the Clint. So now with the turret going down as well, GEEK Fam fully expect them to start pushing their advantage, man. With the fact that they have a Fredrin means that the stealing game is available right now to go into the jungle. And with a boy on the Novaria, like we mentioned, there's so many ways for them to sniff out where Navi is kind of trying to hold out. And look at this, dude. More of this coming soon from GEEK Fam.
Let's take a look at this fact. Why a new application, GoPay. This marks Florent's debut in Season 15 after the hero was last used in Season 13 when Beloyski used her against Onyx in a loss. Maykits!
Oh, car so low. Maykits jumps forward, but BQ Shy is there to back up with one push towards the turret. BQ Shy against popping to the backline. Washipal wants to come in, but no time to do just that.
No one is dying. Everybody's healing back up so much. X-Magic didn't even need to use Netherrealm.
And again, that kind of shows that he has no idea when it's going to be beneficial to pop that Netherrealm at all. It's so confusing for Navi right now. And they're getting an advantage of being able to kind of match the sustain because they have cards with the Glorious Pathway and the Revitalize. But as GEEK Fam gets more items, that lead is gonna go away.
What is that damage?
Beloyski's got to watch his positioning though. That's the one way that Navi can kind of win out in the composition against GEEK Fam.
Hey man, Beloyski is a war crime general. The sheriff does added bonus, it seems, to Outlaws.
They're here to deal damage. And one point again is X-Magic. He has the glowing one already. It means he can rotate and join in the fights to give that extra, healing reduction towards GEEK Fam.
Yeah, he can go for the healing reduction, but GEEK Fam also won't be allowing any big fights to happen. Right? They have so much disengage built in already, and it's all about poke at this point. And soon, again, GEEK Fam now are actually trying to rotate and be in the neutral objective zone faster. Watch for Gobs, man. Make-Kids probably will be focusing on the neutral objective. Gobs is going to be the one trying to go and find some kind of engage.
Laning phase is over. It's time for a fight. Only 1 kill in the past 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Chive.
Very low, popped and poked. A rumble in the jungle goes to a halt. The Astral Echo connects, and X-Magic has to run with the Shadow Stampede, but no damage just yet. And a boy comes from downtown, snipes him away as the turtle is opened wide for GEEK fam. Navi still wanting to just challenge this. The Glorious Pathway popped, and who wins the turtle trade? It is going to be into the hands of GEEK fam, but the fight continues. The Tsunami Slam comes in. BQ Shy jumps in with the Demonic Pursuit, but no one dead just yet. Chadera will come in. BQ Shy gone. Washi Paul, where he is, there he is, and Beloyski will just try to be eaten from the inside, but it is going to be a prolonged fight. Navi also deliver, but no. One dead just yet from GEEK fam.
Hey, call that a 3-pointer for a boy! Shooting BQ Shy down from half court. Wow, GEEK fam, they just can't die, Arashi. Too much sustain.
That's a problem, man. That fight had the glowing one factor in there. X-Magic rushing that item, knowing that there's so much sustain built in. But for GEEK fam, it's not a concern. As long as we can keep the fight from devolving into a full-on fight, we're gonna get advantages. Which is why a boy didn't go for the glowing wand. He went straight for the lightning truncheon. And now, it works differently, right? It kind of sends a bolt of lightning through the whole team. So, in this kind of composition, right, especially when Navi are kind of trying to stick together to try and have BQ Shy or Cars to tank some of that, some of those astral spheres, you know, it's still gonna do a lot of damage to everyone.
Revealed and poked. As Navi, they only have Cars and BQ Shy probably to just peel for the team, because they, GEEK fam rather, they have the poke to just cut them, play front to back like you said, and that is where Granger is actually still viable.
The Granger with the Novaria, right? The
Yep.
combination that we can see there. Man, even without the vision of the ult, you really, I mean, you were expecting damage anyways,
Astral
right?
Echo
The vision
as well.
is just there. You already have the Astral Echo. Even though Makers is 2 levels down, there's not much Navi can do. We're back to Ube!
The sieging down as Make It stunts. BQ Shy locks him in place, but here comes Chadera getting the kill. The killing spree for him as well. X-Magic is gone. Washi Paul having to run for the hills as Cars just left without his teammates. Being poked down as well. GEEK fam again coming out on top as we hear the sirens and the bells of NBAs here in the MPL arena.
Oh my goodness, Navi! They don't know what to do against this. This is something out of the ordinary for them. They didn't encounter this in scrims.
They're clueless. Here comes the Glorious Pathway. The Lord and Kadera will be the one to secure it, as now they will fight in the mid lane, the Netherrealm as well. Pop and Washi Paul gets Beloyski, but here might be just the Navi, what Navi needs, the momentum that they have. Kids is gone, as Sive will get the kill as well. A boy bites back. It's a 2-for-1 trade as Navi comes out on top, but they lose the Lord.
Respectable fight there by Navi, man. They understand that Cars cannot go for some of these big plays, but look at this, Gobs.
Gobs again, so susceptible. Tsunami Slam towards the grenade as Sive will get 2 kills. Will this be the turnaround for the Clint?
Yeehaw! Shive! Sheriff Shive is in town. 2-0 in that team fight. They were 0 kills on the board. They were able to get those big fights, turning it around, and now it's not fully turned around. GEEK fam got the Lord. But we're seeing that mid-game power spike, that endless battle that he got is really playing a big part into why they're able to finally shred through GEEK fam.
Also, BQ Shy there went for the big engage because he knows it's up to him, man. Cars can't really make the plays happen, so he dove in the back there and was able to actually catch Beloyski. But now it happened once, GEEK fam are going to be a lot more careful. But look at the Washer Paul!
Washi Paul from the back. Beloyski assassinated, not just yet. The energy eruption puts him in place as Chadera again with the mega kill. Cars just chased down and poked down as well. The Sky Piercer doing God's work for Chadera. As GEEK fam back to square one. Another siege reloaded for them.
Man, that was crazy, dude. It's a perfect flank from Washer Paul. GEEK fam weren't ready for it. They just brute forced it using sustain. The moment Beloyski popped the ultimate and Make It just stops everything in its tracks. Look at this magic!
The crystal is in their eyes, and Navi, they might just lose here. Chadera gets the monster kill, but no. GEEK fam will pull back. Retreat, retreat, retreat.
They can still defend, Navi are still in it. But for how long? It looks like they're delaying the inevitable. Geek Fam with another siege.
Astral Echo, Glorious Pathway as well, for the lane to just be broken into. Godlike for Kadera. He is insane with the Granger. It feels like Granger never got nerfed. As Geek Fam doing heavy work with this poke, front to back composition.
On the contrary, with this composition, it's a buff. Front to back, you don't need those dashes. What you need is damage.
And damage is definitely in the pockets of Geek Fam. Now, Navi were able to sacrifice X-Magic to delay the game even longer, but Geek Fam, they're sticking around, man. They're just taking pot shots.
Magic just looking to cast his wand to create some magic. Astral Echo again, so much vextious for Navi. All they can do is just hold for dear life.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this new style of MLBB. Just with a few changes, actually, quite a lot of changes. Florence back, Arashi, 9-3, and now they can play it super slow. But my question is, do Navi have an angle to come back?
I feel like they don't really have a lot of big playmaking tools available. Like we mentioned earlier, the only way they kind of get something of real value is if they send Wash Paul along with Big Kishai to make something happen in the back line, right? They got to get their hands on Chidera or Beloyski, and that's through the healing, by the way, that you cannot reduce because the Florian's ultimate removes that healing reduction anyways. Geek Fam making a play for it. Navi, might be now or never.
They need a Hail Mary play, but BQ Shy is just gone, eaten in time. And Chidera again with the double kill. The Lord so low, no one can save it. But NetherRealm will just stop them in place. X-Magic got it, a maniac for Chidera, the Gold Digger from the hood.
Uh-oh, that's going to be his MVP for sure. 5 members strong. They're looking to end the game. It's only Sheriff Shiva.
Oh, yes, to arrest these rascals and these rebels. But the Geek Fam players, they know nothing of the law. All they want is the win, and the crystal in their eyes gone as Geek Fam secures game number 1.
13 minutes and 40 seconds, this new style of MLBB. Beloyski has crafted yet another new style there.